Today I'm going to show you how to make a custom hydraulic hose right at home with no specialized tools or equipment. Hey guys, Matt with BleepinJeep, everything off-road, none of the boring stuff. Please do me a favor right now and hit that subscribe button. That'll help us out a lot. If you're already subscribed, hit that thumbs up. Let's get right into it. So today I want to show you how to make a custom hydraulic hose right at home without any special tools or equipment. We deal with hydraulic hoses a lot here at BleepinJeep, mainly for rock crawlers, but I also have a tractor, and you even have custom hydraulic hoses on your big diesel pickup trucks. And you might have seen me make a hydraulic hose inside of one of my other longer videos building a rock crawler, but this video will be just for people who don't watch all of those longer rock crawler videos. So here at BleepinJeep, we mainly use hydraulic hoses for steering applications, full hydro and hydraulic assist steering rams. But you might also find hydraulic hoses on your diesel trucks for the oil pump. You might find them on your tractor for the implements and picking up the bucket. You might also find them on hydro boost systems. And yes, a lot of those applications you might can just go out and buy the hose that you need from the dealer or maybe an aftermarket company as well. But what happens if you have a custom situation? Let's say you need to reroute the hose, you need to make the hose longer, shorter, go around something. In our case, we're often building rock crawlers with custom steering, and you need to route that around the axle or from the pump, wherever that may be. And a lot of times those are different lengths, different angles, and different diameters. So let me show you how we solve that. So this right here is a typical crimped end hose, and if you were building fittings all day every day, you would invest in the equipment to make these crimped ends. Also, every big city typically has a business that they will make you custom crimped end hoses, but they can get pretty expensive, and typically, if you're like me, you have to drive an hour to get there, drive an hour back, and pay for all that stuff. What I'm going to show you next is something you can do right at home. What is it, you may ask? Well, I'm glad you did. Check these out. These are what you call field serviceable fittings. And these are pretty neat. So let me show you how these work. The end here, unlike the crimped fitting, the end screws off. Now the benefit of that, as the title suggests, is not only can you make your own at home, but they're also field serviceable and reusable. So let's say you have a hose that gets a hole in it, as this one right here did. Instead of replacing the entire line, all you have to do is replace the hose, because these field serviceable units are reusable. And to make it convenient, they also come in straight 90 degree like this, and then they also have a 45 degree. Now this may sound like a sponsored post, but it absolutely is not sponsored. I'm just showing you this because I really do like these. I benefit from them a lot, and I feel like if you don't know about them, you could probably benefit as well. So let me show you how to put these things together, because a lot of people get it wrong, and if you get it wrong, it's going to fail very quickly. So the first step is to make sure that you have the right size hose with the right size fitting. And that is a little trickier than you may think, but we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Now one thing I want to mention is how to cut this hose properly. You got to remember it's got a metal jacket inside of it. Some of them have two, and a little pair of wire cutters is not going to do it. So in my emergency bag for my Jeeps, I carry this big giant set of loppers, and it will work. Let me show you that. But it kind of compresses and squeezes, and it is difficult. Alright, so you can see it works, but it's not great at all, and it makes it look very bad, and it kind of peels the edge off. So I only use that for an emergency. What I really prefer though, especially when I'm here at the shop, is an angle grinder with a cutoff wheel. It makes it so much quicker and so much easier. Check this out. Check out that crisp edge now, so much cleaner. But what you need to do after that is take your air gun, and from the other side, you want to blow that out to get any debris. All right, we have the correct hose, we've got the correct fitting, so the first thing you want to do is pull the end of this off, and that just unscrews like normal. Now this is where most people get it wrong. So inside this barrel, it is threaded, but it's threaded in reverse. So what you want to do is take your hose, I'm going to switch hands here, and you're going to mash it in there pretty good, but then you're going to turn it backwards, the opposite of righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, until you get that thing all the way seated. So you can look down inside there, you probably can't see in there, but you'll be able to tell when it's seated because it's going to get a lot harder to turn, and you'll be able to see it hit the end of where it is threaded on the inside there. A lot of people wonder why I stand with my legs spread apart. Well, let me show you why. Because you can't see my head, it gets chopped off. So I gotta stand like this. So one day I was using my vise, making one of these in one of our rock crawler videos, and somebody said, well, that's not field serviceable if you have to have a vise. Well, you could absolutely use 2 crescent wrenches. I've done so on the side of the trail, but here at home having a vise makes it a lot easier, and it's easier to show you guys as well. So I like to lube this up because it is very, very tight. And you're going to lube that up just a little bit. And then now this goes down inside the hose, and sometimes it takes a little bit of pressure to get that thing started. And then you're just going to take a crescent wrench and you're going to spin that sucker down. All right, one side down. Let's go ahead and do the other. We're going to pull that out. Spin this on counterclockwise. Pop it in our vise. Add a little lube. Here's a little trick for you. Take your lube, cut a hole right in the top, get you a little kid's paintbrush. That way you don't have to open that up every time. All right, we're going to put this down in here and we'll go ahead and tighten it up. Check that out. Now we're not done yet. I've got a couple of tips and tricks I want to share with you, and then at the end of the video I've got a really cool trick that's not even related, but it's just too good not to share. So first of all, let's take a look at this. We have a straight end on this end and a 90 degree on this end. That typically allows me to put this 90 anywhere I wanted. But what if we had a 90 degree on both ends? Well, if you do a crimped hose, that has to be perfect, because when you go to put that in there, if that thing is not pointed exactly at the fitting that you're trying to connect it to, there's no way to turn that on a crimped fitting. But in this case, let's say this is 90 and pointed down, and this is 90 and pointed up as it's tightened. But let's say I want this end to be down as well. All I need to do is put this inside the vise again, and I'm going to loosen it just a little bit. A half of a turn, 3/4 of a turn isn't going to make any difference. It's still on there perfectly good, and now we have that thing pointed down instead of up. And that makes a huge difference when you're routing these hoses, because this hose is solid. It does not flex, it bends, but it does not twist. So that thing has to be pointed right at the fitting that you want it to attach to. And typically that fitting you're attaching to looks something like this. In this particular case, it's -6 AN on one side and 3/8 NPT on the other side. This is what we would use in our ported steering gearboxes, which we do in-house. If you guys are interested in a ported hydro assist steering gearbox, check out our website, BleepinJeep.com. And then this would go in your gearbox, and then this would go to your ram. Another thing to look out for is that your hose is within spec. So this hose is 2600 PSI, so make sure that's within spec for what you're using it for. And you want to make sure that the hose is the proper hose to use with the fittings. In this case, it's a 100R1A, which means it can be used with these reusable fittings. So you have to match the hose with the fittings and the fittings with the hose. And it gets pretty complicated. There's a lot of different types of jackets with these hoses. They have like double braided jackets, they have flexible hoses, and they have harder hoses. You want to make sure that you get the right one. Since that's so difficult, you can either do your research diligently, or what I recommend is I just buy these from PSC themselves. They are a steering performance manufacturer, and they have kits with 90 degrees, so you can get like 4 of these 90 degrees. You can get 2 90s, 2 straights, or they have some that have 45 degrees in them as well. I'll leave some links down below if you guys want to check that out, but it just makes it simple. You don't have to worry about if you're getting the right hose, if you're getting the right size fittings. For steering components anyway, they know what they're doing and they have all the right setups. Now, if you're hooking something up to your tractor, you might need a little bit different application, so make sure to do your research. Something else I wanted to show you guys is this spiral wrap. Now, even though you can do these hoses at home, they're still pretty expensive, and for a little bit extra insurance, you can get this spiral wrap. I'll leave a link down below as well. But as you can see, this line in particular here is melted here, and it wore a hole in it right here. So to keep that from happening, you got this spiral wrap here. It's pretty neat. You just put it on the edge here. Once you get it started, all you do is you just spin that around, and eventually you can make this as long as you want, but it completely wraps and protects that hose from chafing, from smacking on stuff, from getting melted. Obviously, it's not going to protect from melting all the way through, but it's definitely a very good chafe guard. All right, I promised you guys a cool trick, and here it is. You know, whenever you're taking your lug nuts off or you're taking any kind of nut off and it gets stuck inside the socket on your impact, and then you go and you get the screwdriver and you have to take it off, put it on a vise and jam it out of there? Instead, hold on to the socket. Try that. You don't believe me? Try it. It works. That's pretty cool. So, if you found that tip helpful, make sure to subscribe once again, hit that like button, leave a comment down below, that always helps. And I thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.